Thanks, Gregor. Morning, Dylan. When a game happens like yesterday and you get a teammate who goes down fairly early like Nathan did, and you know that the defense pairs are maybe going to be in the blender and you're going to play a little more ice time, I guess what's the mindset of that, and how did you think your group and specifically yourself kind of weathered that situation?
Yeah, tough injury there for Nate. He's a guy that's a heart and soul player for our team, and blocks a lot of shots, sacrifices his body, takes a lot of hits. Obviously steps up to fights. So to see him take one and miss the rest of the game's unfortunate. We hope he's okay. And then it's we had some guys step up and have great games. JMO played close to 30 minutes, and he was a catalyst for us in the back end. And P gets 3 assists, and which was huge. So everybody just kind of stepped up their game on the back end, and everybody was kind of playing with everybody. So everybody was very interchangeable, and Bucky, made some really big saves for us. So I guess by committee, everybody kind of raised their game, and it was fun just to kind of roll them and play and not worry about kind of too much of matchups. Just go out there and play. And obviously we didn't have the luxury of maybe having last change and stuff like that. So everybody got a chance to play with everyone.
Next to Paul Friesen from the Winnipeg Sun. Go ahead, Paul.
Hey, Dylan, I don't know what your expectations were heading into the season. I think a lot of us thought, you'd be paired with Josh and one of the, the top 2 pair, the kind of a shutdown pair in some ways. How do you feel about your play individually so far this season?
I think early on, thought I played okay. I think it was a little inconsistent for my liking. Maybe first five or so games, a little inconsistent, but I think I've settled in nicely. My ice time has fluctuated a little bit. I've had some nights where I've been up there, and some nights have been, a little less than maybe what I've been used to in the past in the recent future. But I think my game's in a really good spot. I think I'm doing a good job, closing gap real well and making it hard for teams to get through the neutral zone. I think my stick's been really good. I like to get some more shots through from the point and get some offensive game going. But I think after maybe a little inconsistent start, I think I've settled in really well, and I think I've done a good job. And it's been fun to be on the penalty kill first unit there and against the top penalty or power plays in this division, and some really good power plays. So it's a great challenge and something that I take a lot of pride in. So it's been fun to help the team that way. So I like where my game's at, and feel like I'm in a real good rhythm. And we got a lot of games here, so it'll be fun to continue to play and continue to grow the game.
Go next to Sean Reynolds from Sportsnet. Go ahead, Sean.
Thanks, Gregor. Hey, Dylan. You had mentioned in your first answer everyone kind of raising their game by committee. That seems to have been a real theme with this team so far this year. Why do you think this team has been so good at kind of getting the right contributions at the right time from up and down the lineup?
Well, I think anytime you have success in this league, you have to be a sum of all parts. And I think we definitely have, some big horses that lead the way. And it's no surprise who those guys are. They come and they play every night. But, to get a guy like Mason Appleton to score a big goal for us. And, we have great depth up and down our lineup. And we really feel when everybody's quick and we're a tough team to stop. So it was great to see everybody kind of pitch in, and everybody's kind of, just doing their role really well. And it's been paying off so far for us.
Back to Mike McIntyre from the Free Press. Go ahead, Mike.
Dylan, you mentioned wanting to maybe chip in a little more offensively. I think Josh's goal last night was just the 5th goal that a Jets defenseman has scored this year. Obviously, you have a lot of elite finishers up in the forward group. So does that maybe take the pressure off the defenseman, the idea that you guys need to put up big offensive numbers? And should we be surprised maybe that this group only has 5 goals so far?
Maybe a little bit of both. Definitely, we definitely have some skill in the back end where we get some goals. But I think our strength of our team, is our forward group. And I think that's no surprise. And that's not a slight to the defense or anything like that. I think it's just how good our forward group is. And we got some real good players. And I've been on some good teams in San Jose, and I really think this is the best forward group I've ever played on, top to bottom in regards to skill. And it's evident every night. There's some plays that you're like, holy moly, that's a really good play. So, yeah, I think our forward group is really strong. But I think if you ask any guy in the back end, we'd like to chip in a little more.
We'll go back to Paul Friesen from the Sun. Go ahead, Paul.
The Leafs had their share of chances last night, Dylan. Where do you expect this series to go? Kind of more wide open in some ways, or what do you think?
It's tough to say. They're a team that they improvise very well. They have really good players with offensive instincts that, nothing is too structured on how they play. Yeah, they go to the net. They have a guy in the slot all the time, but their best plays are usually their creativity that comes out, and that's their skill set that they have. We would like to probably have it a little more tight checking and give up less chances. That's for sure. We don't want to ask our goalies to make that many saves, that many grade A saves. So if it was up to us and everything goes well, we would like to have it shut down a little better. But it's a heck of a team over there, and I think next two games will be a lot of fun. That's for sure.